poverty, hunger, malnutrition, we have gender inequality, gender violence, water problems, sanitation problems. I believe that the biggest threat to us as a species is the constant thought that we have that somebody else will make a difference. We're always waiting for governments to make a difference, intergovernmental bodies, corporations, leaders, politicians to make a difference, when the truth is that the only way we can bring about meaningful change is if we change our own behavior and we bring about behavioral change. Now, everybody talks about changing the world, but nobody talks about changing themselves. And that's not because all of us are some sort of evil people, but it's just because we have never empowered ourselves to believe that the small, tiny, incremental changes that we make within our own lives can actually make a difference. And that's what we need to do. We need to empower everybody. We need to empower ourselves to believe that if we just make these small, tiny, incremental changes within our own lives, that's all that is required. Now, to do this, we can make 1,000 speeches. We can showcase a ton of scientific data, but what is needed is for artists to actually interpret these speeches, interpret these scientific data, interpret these complex ideas and thoughts into the emotional language of the arts, and in my case, music, so that you're touching the hearts and the souls of people, and that is what can bring about meaningful change. Because it's not about creating awareness. Everybody's aware at some level of all the problems that we face. But what is the golden question is that how do we change this awareness into creating concrete action and concrete steps in people's lives? Now, when it comes to this evening itself, I mean, all of us over here are creative people, or we are people who enable creative people and artists. And I believe that being creative people and artists, being enablers, I believe we have a very strong responsibility to bring meaningful change through our art. It's an extremely important responsibility. And we've seen examples of that responsibility today. So that is why awards like these awards are extremely important, because we're giving a platform to people to actually do bigger and better things, and to actually showcase and encourage more and more people to use their art for meaningful purpose. So anyway, I'd like to conclude by saying that, there is this very famous and very important Senegalese philosopher, Baba Diom. He once said that at the end of the day, we as human beings, we will only protect things that we love. That's how it is, We as human beings will only protect things that we love. We will only love things that we understand, and we will only understand things that we're taught. So we as artists, we as enablers have to make everyone fall in love with the natural world, and hopefully through that love, we will find it within ourselves to protect, to conserve, and to sustain. And here the Honorable Minister for the Environment is over here. I'd like to make an anecdote here that, this year I'd composed music for the Republic Day Parade on January 26th. And while I was watching the Republic Day Parade, the only state tableau which showed biodiversity as the key element of the state was basically Maharashtra. And I'm sure you had something very important to do with that. So that was amazing, and hats off to you for showcasing that, that because we human beings have been on this planet for 3 lakh years, but the animals and the wildlife have been here for 30 crore years. So we have to understand that they are as much citizens of this country as we are, and we need to protect, to conserve, and to sustain our forests and wildlife for our own survival. Thank you so much.
Ricky, I would request you to kindly come on this dais again. We would like to felicitate you. Ms. Tata, I would request you to kindly come on the stage and present a token of gratitude to Mr. Ricky. Thank you. Now, before we move forward, it is an absolute pleasure to have amidst us a young and dynamic leader that walks the talk with his efforts to safeguard the environment. He has graced the stage before as our crusader and also as a guest of honor. And today, in the same capacity, he joins us first to give away some of the most coveted olive crowns. We are really, really privileged to have an environment minister who is so deeply passionate about the environment himself. It fills us with hope, sir. May I request Mr. Srinivasan Swamy and Madam President, along with our chief guest, Sri Aditya Thackeray, to join us on stage. Can we have a huge round of applause? You will be presenting our next 5 olive crowns. Our next category is for organizations that have tirelessly worked towards uplifting the community at large while being eco-conscious and putting sustainability at the heart of all their hard work. In this category, we have 1 silver and 2 gold olive crown awards. Let us have a look at the silver olive crown in the category. Can we have the AV, please?
In the category Green NGO of the Year, the Silver Olive Crown goes to Reliance Foundation for its green initiatives.
Such exceptional work done by the team at Reliance Foundation, equally invested in the nature as well as the other initiatives they undertake throughout the year. Let us hear it for the team of Reliance Foundation, everyone. Huge round of applause, please. Congratulations. Let us now have a look at the first joint gold olive crown in this category. Can we have the AV, please?
In the category Green NGO of the Year, the joint gold olive crown goes to
The Extraordinary People for Animals Wildlife Hospital rescues, treats and rehabilitates the city's urban wildlife. From the birds in the parks and lakes, the squirrels in the trees, the macaques and deer in the fringe forests. The hospital receives many orphaned and injured macaques. They are treated, cared for and brought back to health. One day, philanthropist Bhupesh Reddy walked into the PFA campus to help make a difference by building an extraordinary structure for them. Designing the primate socializing habitat at the PFA Wildlife Hospital held many challenges. The Bren team worked closely with PFA veterinarians and trustees to design and build a large-scale enclosure which brings individual macaques together to form a social group. A lot of care went into the structure. It had to mimic the natural environment, be open for movement, and most importantly, reduce human interaction. The end result was the development of a world-class habitat that's truly one of a kind. The breakthrough solution was a structure with 2 interconnected spaces, with flowing water, natural trees, rocks and earth, making it the closest thing to home.
People for Animals Wildlife Rescue and Conservation Center.
Taking great strides towards saving wildlife, let us hear it for the team, everyone. Congratulations. Let us now have a look at the other joint gold olive crown in this category. Can we have the AV, please?
In the category Green NGO of the Year, the joint gold olive crown goes to
Meet Ujala, a young girl from the village of Tok.